The United Nations Security Council is set to vote on a key resolution on Friday, April 3rd, aimed at securing global shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, which has been largely blocked amid the ongoing tensions involving Iran. The draft, sponsored by Bahrain, comes after days of negotiations and reflects a more cautious approach than earlier proposals. Previous versions of the resolution had called for countries to use all necessary means to ensure safe passage, language that could include military action. But the final draft significantly tones this down. It now authorizes countries to use only defensive measures, and that too in a manner that is proportionate to the situation, to secure international navigation in the strait and nearby waters. The mandate, if approved, will remain in place for at least 6 months. The change comes after strong opposition from Russia and China, both of which objected to any wording that could open the door to offensive military action. The developments come at a time of rising tensions across the region, with concerns not just over shipping routes but also the wider humanitarian impact. Addressing the situation, UN Secretary-General António Guterres called for an immediate halt to the conflict. He urged both United States and Israel to stop the war.
The Middle East crisis has lurched into its second month. Every day this war continues, human suffering grows, the scale of devastation grows, indiscriminate attacks grow, the target of civilians and civilian infrastructure grows, and the perils to our world grow. I remain in close contact with the parties, and I'm dispatching my personal envoy, Jean Arnaud, to the region to support these efforts. We must find a peaceful way out. My message is clear to the United States and Israel. It's high time to stop the war that is inflicting immense human suffering and already triggering devastating economic consequences. To Iran, to stop attacking their neighbors. The Security Council has condemned these attacks and reaffirmed the need to respect navigational rights and freedoms along critical maritime routes, including the Strait of Hormuz.
The United Nations has also raised alarm over the worsening humanitarian situation in Lebanon. According to the UN, more than 1.1 million people have already been displaced, many of them multiple times, as military operations expand into new areas.
Colleagues on the ground in Lebanon say that 1 month since the start of the ongoing escalation in the country, the humanitarian situation continues to deteriorate at an alarming speed. More than 1.1 million people have now been forced from their homes, having to flee their homes sometimes more than once. All displacement orders from the Israelis continue to impact newer areas. In 1 month, nearly 15% of Lebanon's territory has been impacted by displacement orders issued by Israel. While many have fled, finding refuge in shelters with relatives or informal settlements, others are remaining and urgently need assistance. As the situation worsens, our calls to the international community remains the same: an immediate de-escalation of hostilities, the protection of civilians, the protection of healthcare centers, the protection of humanitarian workers, and the full and unimpeded humanitarian access, especially to the south of Lebanon, and urgent funding for us to be able to respond to the fast-growing needs at the pace that is needed.